Into Andrew is first. Into Andrew has resubscribed. They have been supporting the channel for 9 months. Thank you for being a breadwinner.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to, I think, our first official actual just chatting stream and not regular stream that turned into just chatting stream. Thank you so much for the resub, Aito. Thank you for the 9 months. I appreciate you. Ewa Catgirl, you can get a timeout for that cool name. You're lucky that I'm not giving you a ban. Hi, Kesar. How you doing? Welcome into the chat. Let me say hi to everybody.
Data
Hi,
Eagle
Agent
9999 has followed.
Garfield. Thank you so much.
Welcome to the cult.
All right, fine. I'll commute your sentence, but only this one time, okay? So watch your back, all right? Watch your back. Unless one of my mods gets to you before they hear this, in which case, sounds like a you problem. But anyways, I won't let me have. Yes, hello, Spider Giovanni. Hello, Agent Garfield. Hi, Ame. Hi, Mita. Hi, Dusk. Hi, Carpora. What do you mean, Easton? What are you trying to say? Hi, Kesar Loco, Gooner, Cast, Raz, Monarch, and Aito, of course, as well. Graceful Cat Overlord, thank you. See, Kesar knows what's up. Okay, hopefully I'm. Is it Kesar? Quasar? I joined and all I hear is watch your back. I mean, honestly, Easton, it's a pretty accurate introduction to the stream. Like, I can't even like say that that's unusual, but you know, it is what it is. 10-second timeout. How you doing, Monarch? I'm just here for the dog. Fair. Very, very fair. Very, very fair. But yes, what we are going to be doing today, I have been asking you guys in Discord for your confessions. I asked today on Reddit as well. So we will have our first chatting and our first confession stream. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope you've said your Hail Marys preemptively. I thought I got full on banned for a second. I do ban people for being
Easton Damon
purposefully
78813 has followed.
Thank you for the follow,
Welcome to the cult.
Easton. Welcome in officially. However, if it's just a bad joke, you get a timeout. All right. If it's just a mean joke, okay. The way that we happy hump day, thank you, Carpora. The way I try to put it is that bullying the streamer does not mean literally bullying and saying mean things. It means teasing. Okay, so honestly, a lot of people in the VTuber community of viewers need to learn that. So, you know, you got to be creative, and basically my hi Castiro, my what's the word I'm looking for? Like my bar personally for a good joke is that the person you're making fun of should be laughing also. Otherwise, you're just not very funny. But you know, you can roast somebody in a way that makes them not be able not to laugh. So feel free to do that to me, but just being mean, not so much. But yeah, so we shall go over into our confession booth
Kazarancy's giving bread head
now.
pats.
Thank you for the head pats. I appreciate you. So yeah, so these are mostly anonymous except for Reddit, which I was surprised that some of these people put their whole their whole name with some of these, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, you know. Dang, I don't even laugh at my own jokes these days. Oh, well, you know, I'm sure they're funny. You're probably just being hard on yourself. How do you do it anonymously? So you need to be in my Discord, which I can't remember if you've joined already. I don't think so, or if not, you don't post very often. Um, that's our Discord. You are okay. Oh yeah, you joined from the Gardic phone, right? Hold on a second. Hold on. I got a BRB. I put a candle in my room, but now that I'm streaming, it's fucking hot. So hold on. Let me go. I gotta go blow something. Hang on.
Alpha Bravo 125 has followed. Welcome to the cult.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Where's my headphones? Thank you for the follow, Alpha Bravo 125. Welcome in, welcome in. How you doing today? Well, I had to blow something. That's what I did. That's what I did. You know, it just be like that. All right. So now that the thing is officially blown, to finish answering your question, cool name, there is a channel. It's under the stream stuff category in Discord, called Confessions. And you go in there, you type the \confess, and then it'll like show you a little box. You just type in there and then hit enter. Just make sure not to fill out your name. There's like a second place where you can fill out your name if you want to. But yeah, if you want it to be anonymous, just, you know, don't fill that out. Don't fill that out. I figured I would start with my own confession. Where should Mugen be? He could be over here because he's the real priest. He's the real priest. Wait, no, I want to be in the middle. Hold on. He can be right here. Okay, all right. We're both the priests, okay? I figured I would start with my own confession, okay? You just joined a Discord? Hell yeah, welcome in. It's a pretty good group of people. Some of them are you know, some of them are concerning, you know. A lot of degenerates, but you know, it is what it is. It's my community, and the what do they say? Chat reflects the streamer, so questionable at best. Yeah. Two priests, is this a confession or an interrogate? Look, it's an old priest and a young priest. It's an exorcism, okay? That's how it is. But yeah, if you want to put some confessions in there, there's the channel. There's a channel in there. But yes, I figured I would start with my own confession. If anybody watched when I was on Duke's Happy Hour podcast, it was like a month, maybe two months ago. Well, that makes it okay. I mean, who here has a demon other than Johnny Silverhands on VR chat to exercise, whatever. The old priest is training the new priest. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, if you watch me on Duke's podcast stream, you've already heard this one. No, it's not about Jafar. No, it's not about Jafar. It's about something I did when I was but a wee bread, and something that I never admitted to being the one to do. I don't know if I actually want to. Okay, I have to. Is this Johnny Silverhand in the room with us today? Who knows? Who knows? Anybody could be with us in the room today. You know, it's just one of those days. But yes, so it is Take On Me. Yes, one of my favorite songs. Just in general, and then there was also a very cool brass band version in my favorite show, The Leftovers, in one of the episodes. So I love it. I love it. Okay, so when I was but a wee bread, all right. This is back in the 90s, okay. Back in the 90s. I was probably like 8 or 9 maybe. I was exposed to some things on the internet probably a lot younger than I should have been. I believe the kids today call it ERP. Back then we called it cybering, okay? And I went through a phase as an 8-year-old where I was lying about my age, and doing that quite a bit online. And my parents found out and I got in trouble. Um, my cousin was living with us. He was like maybe 2021. He was in the Coast Guard, so he came in and lived with us instead of living in the dorms. And so I was ERPing. Um, and in this particular case, I was experimenting with being the male side of the ERP. And so I had a username that was very, very like man, like I think it was like big dick something something something, right? Um on Yahoo Messenger, okay? Have we reached the unapologetic gooner? You know, I figured I would start it off with a really bad confession of my own, Nina. This is me, okay? This is me. The manliest of names, that was you. But yeah, so I was scooter proof. Dig big. Welcome into the chat, Selu. But yeah, it was very obviously male, okay? Um, and I did not hi. I did not um properly remember to delete everything. And it was actually on my dad's computer because they knew that when they left, I would find where because they used to take away the like the little wireless connector thing for the computer.
Salum Diary has
Good
followed.
first impression.
Welcome to the cult.
Honestly, thank you for the follow. Kind of accurate, yeah. So well, it was my dad's computer specifically because I realized he did not do it on his, and I got to the computer before the screen went to the what is it, screensaver or whatever, to where you'd have to fill in the password. Um, so I did it on my dad's computer. You know what? I love saying I have a long schlong constantly, so I can't judge too much. Yeah, fair. You know, I just wanted to know what it was like, okay? That was like a one-time thing because it was honestly it was more boring than I thought it was gonna be. But um also Nina, by the way, this was when I was 8 years old, okay? Excalibur. Um that reminds me of I think it was Nick Swartzen who had like a comedy bit about how like vaginas need like a more like a better, you know, like cooler name, and like said that they should be called like Excelsior. How to get your dad on a watch list medal. No, look, I said I was 18. Okay. I said I was 18, so it wasn't their fault. They just they just didn't know. But yeah, so anyways, so I didn't properly delete all the stuff. My dad found it. And they of course they asked me about it first because, you know, I had gotten in trouble for it so long. But just like in Among Us, I was able to convince them that it wasn't me and that in fact it had to be my cousin instead. So he got kind of like yelled at by my dad and stuff for like being on his computer. Yeah, and I never admitted that. So he is a boomer, but my dad's an electrical engineer and was always like super into technology. Unfortunately for me, so he was able to to figure it out. Red was sus, yeah. Yeah, I've been framing people since well, I was gonna say since age 8, but I think probably it was a lot. Framing and blackmailing. I was very good at blackmailing. When I okay, here's another one. I would have never forgave you if I was your cousin. Honestly, he kind of turned out to be a mega asshole anyways, if that makes you guys feel any better. He was also the one when I ran through the glass door that just laughed while I was, like, bleeding out on the ground, so, you know, I think we're even, I think we're even. I am the best imposter. Loco said I was the problem is the first time I played, Among Us with people in the extended Marvel universe of the stream, which was in Loco's community night, uh I was able to fool them even when somebody, like, directly saw me, and so they called me Dexter. So now everybody just suspects me automatically, so it was kinda like a one-time thing, so Brett hit her dad with a crying emoji. I wish that worked on him. I wish that worked on him. Predetermined punishment for yeah, I just knew that he was gonna turn into an asshole, so I did run through a glass door. I did run through a glass door. So basically, we had one of those glass storm doors, and normally it was never locked, it was just the door that went in front of, like, the normal, like, actual door, like, the wood door. So normally we would just push it open, and so I was, like, in a hurry to, like, run upstairs to my room and get some stuff to go to a sleepover with one of my friends because we were trying to beat the city curfew and get back to her house in time. He turned into an asshole because of that day. You know what? That might have been his villain origin story. It might have been his villain. Why do I keep saying villager? His villain origin story. Um, but yeah, so I was rushing and I was like running down the stairs like super fast and went to push the door, but for some reason that one time it had been locked, and I guess I pushed it with so much force, I like broke it and like fell all the way through and then like brace myself with my hands on the ground. Luckily, it was mostly just like my hands and knees that got really tore up. Because that could have been really bad. Still believe the door should have moved for I know. I guess my power level was still kind of low. I was only 16 at the time. I was still in my training arc, so every time I get called out in Among Us, they always call it blindly, and it's always when I'm innocent. That's kinda like Raz. I feel like Raz gets called out even when when he's innocent. Um, but yeah, so that's my confession for you guys. Your power level was enough to break it, you just didn't have the aura yet to convince it. You know what? That's actually yeah, that's a fair evaluation of that, Judd. You have a s I don't think you have a sus voice, you have a sus personality, you know what I mean? Because, like, you seem so, like, nice and innocent, and that tends to be the people who, like, do the best at not getting caught in Among Us, so you're kind of, like, automatically sus, at least to me, because I know that, like, you could be lying. I don't know. Brett opens the door with such force that the door just exploded. Yeah, and Gooner okay, not only is Gooner not ever innocent, Gooner betrayed me in cold blood. Absolutely cold blood. Wilbo, hi, haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? You just suppressing your aura, the door didn't realize it. True, I didn't have enough time before I hit it to pull a free run and be all like, "I'm a 1,000-year-old bread mage." Goonerception. Gooner paid a high price for that betray as he should, as he should. I just win in Among Us by either being dosed or dead. You win in Among Us because you use the text chat and you don't use your mic. That's how you win, I think. So is it canon now that every non-confession came from Razzie? It could be, it could be. Maybe I'll try to guess, who some came from. Probably not, probably not. I remember this from Gartic Phone, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 we did talk about the glass door there. Glass door, kill yourself. Doing alright, been looking from time to time, but mostly been busy. Oh, that sucks, I'm sorry to hear it, but glad you stopped by. I feel too guilty I don't feel guilty at all, okay? Oh! That was gonna be my other confession, okay? I was gonna tell you guys about the cuss club, alright? I mean, probably that too, but I usually win when I use my mic too. I'll believe it when I see it. Although I don't know if we're gonna do it. I'm probably not gonna do another Among Us night, but we'll see. Um, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the cuss club, the cuss club. Okay, so basically, all right. Basically, uh The CC? Um, so I was maybe in, like, 4th grade, so I think that probably would be around around the same time I did the other I was just a little shit, okay? I was a little shit. Um, so what I did is I invented what I called the cuss club, alright? So this would be a club, okay, where we would go away from the adults, all right? Whether it was at like recess or, playing at home with my siblings, we would go away till we weren't in their earshot, okay? And then we would say cuss words, all right? We would say cuss words. But to in order to join the cuss word, yeah, and cuss exactly. The mental stack to speak in English is big enough for me. Having to lie is too much. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, so in order to join the cuss club, okay, in order to be accepted into the cuss club, you had to say the worst curse, okay? You had to say fuck. All right. And that was so that we all had mutually assured destruction, okay? If anybody told their parents about the cuss club, we would tell them that they said fuck. All right? So it was basically blackmail to join the cuss club, right? So I for an entire summer, I blackmailed my younger sister into basically being my slave and doing everything that I wanted because, she had joined the cuss club, and at the end of the summer, I just remember we were in the van coming back from, family vacation to visit, like, some of my cousins and stuff, and she just goes, "Mom, I said fuck," because she was just so, like, tired of, like, the blackmail, so that was the unceremonious end of the cuss club, unfortunately, but it was a fun time. It was a fun time up till then. Practicing leadership for the cult, it was always your destiny. Exactly, exactly. Um, let's see. Brett giving me free birth control basically with these confessions. Yeah, that's fair. There are many reasons that I am child free. One of them is definitely because I do not wish to have a child that is a Brett Jr. I don't think the world could handle that. My school was just extremely violent. Basically, everyone around me either said slurs or beat. Well, mine too, but that was more like middle school. This was still elementary. We were still a little a little innocent. At least until the cuss club. Your sister was smart. I mean, honestly, I would disagree because she could have just told them that I said something, but she didn't. So poor Bread's sister was living in immense despair. She really was. Wait, the game theory that doesn't really add up. I guess your sister was just not that well versed. What's game theory? JoJo fight going on while Brett talks about her sister's childhood trauma. Pretty much. To think kids cuss out their mom and dad nowadays if their iPad is in charge. Yeah, this was a different time. This was a different time. I would have done the same. I did have a fight club with my little brothers. Lasted a day. That's pretty fun. Pretty funny too. I came for my slice of bread. Well, you can't eat it. You can you can have it if it's the garlic bread, all right? Um my younger sister always threw me under the bus. Oh no, what did she tell on you for? In 5th grade, we were such little shits. Yeah, I feel like cuz I don't know about in Brazil, but here like 5th grade is the last year of elementary school, and I feel like we definitely were like complete shit. I got shipped with Gooner. Wait, when did that happen? I missed that. I missed that. What's up, Ravid Invader? Welcome in. How you doing? Who said I was gonna eat my slice of bread? Why can't I? You can worship it. Worshiping is allowed. Okay. What do we do with our? Yeah, worshiping. You can worship. You can worship. Everything I was a naughty child and loved to call random classified ads. Actually, okay. I have a funny story about that too. Another confession. Why can we eat garlic bread? It's the cousin that I don't like, okay? That was the JoJo fight in chat was over. Oh, okay. I missed the beginning. I missed the beginning. So, okay. So, bread shrine. Yeah, that works. Honestly, like Helga Pataki from Hey Arnold was always my spirit animal, which I guess I was an early tsundere, so 7 years older than my sister. I never had an opportunity to use violence, and she took advantage of that. Did she use her cry toggle too? I grew up with only brothers, so my regular after school was getting body slammed and watching them play Call of Duty. So my younger brother was like a 12-year gap with me and an 8-year gap with my other brother. He was what we call an oops baby. Um he would always listen to my brother playing Call of Duty, and then he started playing when he was like maybe about 4, and I just remember watching him once and he just goes, "Stop shooting me, you assholes." Cuz he just heard it from my brother all the time. My sister's cry toggle didn't work on me. Unfortunately, it worked on my mom. Mine never did either. Mine never did. I had to wait until I learned how to use it on men, and then it started working. So I taught my siblings sword fighting. Oh my, that sounds dangerous. Is a gingerbread house made of bread or is bread made of house? I feel like gingerbread, it's like shortbread. Even though it has bread in the title, I wouldn't classify it as bread. So, okay, so yeah, so what was my other confession gonna be? I had another confession. Hold on. Okay, wait. We had the big dick. We had the cuss club. Oh my god, this is gonna bother me because I swear to God, I had it in my brain. It's made of the souls of the gingers. Yeah, yeah. So you can definitely have as much gingerbread as you want. So, um, oh my god, this is gonna bother me now. Hold on. I gotta scroll back up because it was somebody's. Oh, also I missed. Hi FNAF, how you doing? I'm your Oshi. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. Okay. What? Let's see. Okay, Vix, okay, Vix, remind me. Okay. Bread, we had the big dick 2026. Okay. What if I myself am yandere? Then I would love you. That's great. I love a yandere. Um, okay, so, guess what? Chicken butt. Um, wait, I forgot it. Oh, okay. You didn't get me. You didn't get me. I knew. Um, so, so this was also.
Superlinliboy
Oh
underscore
no,
is giving bread
you
googlet
got me.
eyes for 5
You got
minutes.
me. You got me. This is a good look for my confession I'm about to do as well. So, I'm the soul collector for all yandere. Why are you collecting their souls? I never learned the cry toggle because I was taught be a man, unironically, because I'm the only girl. My parents didn't have excuses to make not cry. Aww. And then I get whack-a-mole with action figures. I'm like, oh no, not the sausages. Uh, I I'm like the opposite where I literally cry at everything. Like I'm one of those people that will cry at like commercials. I cried in like a certain scene in Shrek. I just cry at the drop of the hat. Not even like purposefully. I just and I'm an angry crier, which is so frustrating, especially like when I used to like work outside of the house because like any kind of confrontation, I would cry because I was so angry and frustrated. And then they would think I'm like upset, but I'm not upset. I'm just pissed off. Shrek is the goat. Yeah. The scene that I cry at, I think it's in Shrek 2, is like when they're getting the gang together. It's always okay, it's always like a scene where they're just like getting the gang together to go like help somebody. But yeah, when they're like they're getting everybody together to try to go like rescue Fiona from whatever his name is, the stupid prince. And then like the big gingerbread man is like getting like like he's in the river or whatever and he's like be good. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry just thinking
Modisuso
about
has
it.
followed.
Thank you for the
Welcome to the cult.
follow. Mode Susu, welcome in, welcome in. Same I cry when I'm sad, frustrated, happy, angry, scared. Yeah, exactly. I don't think I cry when I'm scared. I think that's the only one, but but I'm also only scared of bugs. That's my only fear. So yeah, the Final Fantasy 14, I cried so much in Shadowbringers and Endwalker. Like, oh my god, like in Shadowbringers when like everybody from the expansion comes to help you get the Talos or whatever it was called, so you can get up on the mountain to fight, I forget who you actually fight in that part. But anyways, and then, like, your fairy comes and is, like, all pissed that you didn't call them. Oh my gosh. It's not a s saying that everybody in the expansion comes to help you is not a spoiler because that's, like, literally that happens in, like, every every expansion, I feel like. I get to cry all I want now because I'm the only child to have my life together. Hell yeah. I have difficulty crying, but my eyes get teary during that scene in the Iron Giant. I still haven't seen that, but mostly because it got spoiled for me, and I feel like I would not be able to emotionally handle that. So, um, what was I gonna say? I know I'm just getting really close to the end of Endwalker now. Endwalker, you will definitely cry a lot, kind of for a different reason. I can't elaborate without spoilers, so you'll see. But I was right though, wasn't I? After you get to Elpis, like shit gets crazy. Like I feel like when I was doing Endwalker, like I was really enjoying the expansion. Like I already thought it was really good. Um up until then, and then it just went to like a whole other fucking level that I never expected. And I never like nobody expected that plot because everybody thought Zodiac was going to be like the final boss. So when like the first trial is Zodiac, all of us were like, what the fuck is this expansion gonna be about then? Like, what is coming? So we had no fucking idea. It was so good. And Walker's one of those going from I hate, no, don't make me do this. Wait, what? What do you mean? The Warrior of Light does Warrior of Light things? Yeah. um, so okay, so my last confession before I get into all you fucking degenerates. The cutscene with Highland Walk. Oh yeah, everybody. Oh yeah, that was like everybody's like one of the big things. Um, and and I also loved how like they portrayed Hermes like struggling with depression and stuff. Like so fucking good, dude. Um, you'll never guess what I'm eating. Bread. It better not be bread. It's probably sushi. It's probably sushi because I know you are a cannibal. I know you are a cannibal. Okay, so my last confession. All right, we had big dicks. We had the cuss club. Um, oh, garlic knots. Hell yeah. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Buttered toast? You mean to worship, not to eat? I hope, because they're gonna sourdough. They're gonna get you. Um, to eat? Uh-oh. Yeah, you gotta you guys might have to execute him. So anyway, so
Superliboy underscore is trying
we
to
did have
make
big
bread a
dicks.
cannibal.
Yeah, Nina, I think
No,
you
no.
missed the beginning of the story, but essentially I was what we called cybering, what you kids now call ERPing, on my dad's computer, and I decided I wanted to try out the male side of things, and so my Yahoo username for it was like big dick something. And that's why I was able to blame it when I got caught on my cousin. So, anyway, so me and my sister and my mom used to babysit a couple of other kids from the neighborhood, so they would come over after school or whatever. We decided, okay, that we wanted to prank call people, but we didn't actually really understand what prank calling was. So we would get the phone book, we would like pick a random like name and number in the phone book or whatever. And we would call them, and when they answered, we'd be like, "Oh, is Matthew there?" And then they'd be like, "No, I think you have the wrong number." And we'd be like, "Oh, sorry," and hang up. That's what, that's what we thought prank calling was. And we felt like we were so like badass and like just like, you know, bad little shits, doing our prank calls. So you just boomer pocket dialed people. Yeah, exactly. We were so innocent, but we thought we were so what, evil? I don't know. What's the opposite of innocence that's not degenerate? What's like the innocent version of a degenerate? So it's like SpongeBob pranking the dude with one ice cube instead of a couple, pretty much. This stream gonna make me send a clip in OOC. Oh no. I'm sure there's big dick. Oh, I see there's one clip. I'm sure that's probably what it is. Um Okay, so those are my 3 confessions, okay. Corrupt is a good one, corrupt is a good one. We were definitely naive too, but yeah, we were definitely naive, but corrupt, I think, is a perfect thing, so, okay, so I am going to, I'm gonna try to scroll up to, because we have a bunch of these, but, I did ask at some point, I think, if anybody wanted for Valentine's Day some, like, Valentine's themed ones. But, I forget when they started. So I'll just go kinda like end of January 1st, and then if we have time, we will go through some other ones. Hi, Twan, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Such an innocent mindset compared to the black I know, right? I feel like that's the 2 sides of me, 'cause I have one side that's, like, so gullible and innocent and, like, just stupid, and then the other side is, like, completely degenerate and corrupt, so it just really, really depends. Been rough, it was my first 2 days of college in America. Oh, no, I'm sorry they were rough. Was it just, like, figuring out where to go and all that kinda stuff, or did you not enjoy, like, the actual classes and stuff? Um, okay, so our first let me see. I'm not gonna read all of them, I'm just gonna kinda, like, skip around, um so we got one a few weeks ago. A friend of mine told me about a traumatic experience they'd been through recently. I tried my best to be supportive and help them, but on the inside, I didn't really feel anything. I believe I managed to be supportive anyway, but it stuck with me that I didn't really feel what I should feel. I feel like, in a way, that's kind of normal, especially if you're not like a super sympathetic person, because I feel like it's kind of human nature that even if you can empathize with people, unless you yourself have personally experienced something, it's kind of difficult to fully empathize with them. But as long as you try, and do your best to try to make them feel better. The classes were interesting, but the navigation at first and the existential dread of the future assignments to worry about. Yeah, that I do feel like that's kind of like college in general, at least, which, it sucks, but I feel like it will be uh easier the more you go. Hopefully. But yeah, definitely hard at first. Um and I will say too, related to this confession, I feel like anyways, the best way to make people feel better about stuff like that is just genuinely listening to them. Like, listening and acknowledging, like, how much that thing sucks, because I feel like a lot of people try to make people feel better, like, "Oh, like, it'll get better in time," or, "It's not that bad, just think of XYZ," or, like, "At least it wasn't XYZ," those sort of things, or listening, just waiting for their turn to talk, or comparing something in their life to, like, if one person says, that they did this and the other person's like, "Oh, yeah, that reminds me of a time in my life." I feel like they're trying to relate to them, but I feel like it just makes people feel worse, listening without them feeling like it's a chore to listen to. Yes, that too, absolutely. Um, so, yeah, I feel like that's the best way to actually is just acknowledging how much it sucks that they had to go through, like, whatever it is, and, like, really listening to them, like, actually listening, I think is more appreciated than people may realize, so, also, Reddit found something worse than a kid playing on their Switch in the
Nocturne
theaters,
underscore
children
935 has
screaming for their
followed.
hair to be braided during
Welcome to the
court.
cult.
Oh, no. I guess it depends on how interesting the court case is. Thank you for the follow, Nocturne 935. Welcome in. How you doing today? Um, okay. Let's see. Okay, so this one is not anonymous. This one comes from Agent. I have sworn a vow of celibacy and chastity for the holy bread. What should I do on Valentine's Day? I think you should do whatever the heck you want, you know? Enjoy being single and doing whatever you feel like, you know? And then the day after Valentine's Day, go get your cheap candy. That's all that's like my favorite thing to do after Valentine's Day and after Halloween is just go get some cheap candy. Hunt for rats. Yeah, there you go. You also you also could just worship bread all day. That would be acceptable as well. Yeah, the cheap candy's always good. Always good, and then you just stock up and you got cheap candy for the year, you know? Um, okay, this next one is anonymous, but I absolutely 100% know who it is. They can call themselves out if they want to. I won't do it, but they know that I know who they are. That moment when someone discovers your kryptonite and just starts spamming it against you, and I know that's me with my crying emote, okay? There is somebody that no matter what, if I use it, they have to do whatever I say or listen or agree with me on whatever I'm saying. Yeah, gee, I wonder who. I don't know. Let's see. But I already worship bread every day anyway. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Well, I give you permission to do whatever you want anyways then. Day after Valentine's, cheap candy, expensive dental. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Range or racetrack, my friend, get the adrenaline up. I mean, you can do that any day though, you know? Praise the bread, create a shrine, bow, pray to our Lord and Savior. Thank you, Monarch. Thank you, Monarch. Um, Raz, any thoughts? Did the confession start? They did, they did. So I'm starting kind of like end of January and then going down and just reading, you know, kind of picking and choosing. And then if we have time, we'll go back to some of the older ones as well. So, um, okay. So the next one, I once gave my sister moldy bread and told her it was blueberry bread because we were fighting that day. She made a sandwich of it. Okay, that's pretty bad. That's kind of like on the same the same level as some of my confessions. I just want to know. You know, you don't have to out yourself in the chat if you don't want to. If you're here, but I just want to know what her reaction was. Like, did she eat it and not react? Or did she immediately know what you did? You know, that's what I wanna know. I don't need the crying emoji. She already has full control over me. Monarch, that's why you're my best soldier. Every time I hear praise bread, I think about all Okay. Need advice on moving on from a long-term relationship. Somebody else took it upon themselves to answer this, as if they were me, but, um, I don't necessarily agree with their advice. Personally, I think it's very difficult, and I don't know if I fully ever have, but I think the most important thing, I know Nina, this damn song is so catchy. Accidentally and then instantly followed by because. You seriously catfish chicks? Um, Yeah, I guess it depends on how much mold there is, you know, and what kind of mold there is. Um, but yeah, I would say probably the best thing that you can do is to do everything different. Because I think when you're in a long-term relationship, a lot of what you do in your daily routine kind of becomes very similar, you know, like, you guys do the same things, you go to the same places, you know, some of your personality kinda becomes the same in a way. So, I would say just going outside of your comfort zone, you know, maybe trying a new hobby, trying new food, new restaurants, that sort of thing. And you don't necessarily have to stick with any of them, like, you can still go back to the stuff that you like, but I think in the short term, it can kinda help you not necessarily, like, associate everything with them, you know what I mean? So, that would be my advice. Um, okay, so a bit of a wholesome one here, disappointing, about oh my god, there's like a little fly or something in here. Okay. About a year or so ago, my best friend from elementary school contacted my parents to try to catch up with me. I was very nervous when I called them since we had not talked in over 20 years. Everything was like we were back in elementary school. It was very nice catching up. Um, what was I gonna say? Monarch's comment threw me off. Um, I so not elementary school, but I kinda had something similar with high school. Um, I had a best friend since maybe, like, the 8th grade through I think she moved away, like, partway through 10th grade. Um, and I had a very, like, unique relationship with her where for some reason, like, anytime we would hang out, we would just have the most, like, dumb blonde kind of fun, you know, like just stupid stuff. Like we would talk about how we like our plans on how we would like become Johnny Depp's girlfriend. This was a long time. This was like first, Pirate of the Caribbean, just came out kind of type thing. And we created this like whole thing in our head about how like we were somehow going to be like on the same plane as him and his kids and we were going to like, with his kids, we're gonna, like, talk to them or something or, like, give them a toy, and they were gonna be, like, loving us, and then, like, ask him if, like, we could be his nanny, and then so we were gonna, like, get into his house that way, and then he was gonna, like, fall in love with us from being our yeah, we had it fully plotted out. We had it fully plotted out. Um, I was embracing my Latino listening to this song, so I had to go to Discord to find where we are. But yeah, we would do that, or we would do, like we would set up, like, like, the camcorder and record us doing, like, stupid interviews where we'd pretend that, like, I was a famous actress, and then she would interview me, but ask, like, the dumbest questions, you know? So it was a very you have that friend where you're just so comfortable you can be dumb with each other, you know? Social engineering into his life, yeah, exactly. Um so yeah, so anyway, so she moved away in like middle of 10th grade or something. And I think we like talked a couple times maybe on MySpace or something, but kind of lost touch. And then she came back to Virginia a few years before I moved away. So this was probably like 2012, 2013 or something. And I was really into photography at the time, so I did like a little like photo shoot for her and then she slept over. And it was so crazy because it's like you said in your confession, it was literally like it just went back to exactly how it had always been. So it was very cool. We don't talk now because I deleted all my social media, but it was fun. Actually, I should look her up now because I think she moved to California. I just don't know where in California. So, Bread's always scheming. I really, my mom would call me a wheeler dealer because I was always trying to wheel and deal on various stuff. Um, like if I would get in trouble or something, I would try to wheel and deal on the punishment. So, all right. Um, I'm gonna ignore the next confession because it's sacrilege. Okay. Um, Okay, so the next one, lobsters are red, Yuri's pen is blue. Please don't give up red. Best part of my Oh, I'll be honest, this one kind of made me cry when I first read it. So I don't really have a lot to say more about it, but I definitely like was crying, when I read that. Cause I don't know, it's see, I told you guys I cry easy. Um, but I have a lot of like self-hatred a lot of the times, and, um, I always feel like people don't really like having me around, and I know I can be, like, a negative person and stuff a lot of the time, and so it's been kind of like an ex an experience for me that people, like, willingly wanna come and, like, hang out with me and talk to me and watch me and stuff, um, and part of that I know is that, obviously you only get part of my, personality and how I am, with being kind of like public here or whatever. But um Oh, agent, that's gonna you guys are gonna make me, like, ugly cry, but, so yeah, it's definitely been kind of almost like a confusing experience to me because I've had, I've had some, like, really bad mental health. I don't really know how much I can say on Twitch, but, um yeah, what did you do? I walked away for 2 seconds and Brett's crying. Yeah, what else is new? What else is new? Um, Impossible Bread could never be you haven't seen me cry. Okay, I had, I I remember one of my exes said to me, and he meant it in, like, a nice way, he wasn't, like, trying to make me feel bad or whatever, but he said, he said, "You know how in the movies there are those, there's, like, the pretty criers and then the snot bubblers?" He was like, "You're a snot bubbler." So, but yeah, so so it's definitely ugly cry, but that's okay. But, it's been, like, knowing that, like, I've had, like, even some, like, small positive impact on, like, somebody's day does make me feel like not giving up when it gets really bad, you know? So, anyways, I just wanna thank you guys for everything, and, I have a really bad habit, in, like, groups I've been in the past, friend groups or whatever, where something happens and I just get, like, overwhelmed by everything, and I just kind of, like, sorta just, like, leave and abandon people and, never go back, and, I've already kind of felt like felt like doing that quite a few times here already, um, but that has sort of, like, kept me from doing it, so I just wanna, you know, thank you guys and, you know, for all the nice stuff you're saying in the chat, and I'm really glad, Nina, I'm really glad that, whatever it was that happened to you before that helped, so, um yeah, I don't wanna, like, cry this whole stream, so I'm not gonna read everything out loud because then I'll definitely just be, like, sobbing and stuff, but, um, get a fucking tissue. But yeah, thank you guys, it means a lot to me, so I appreciate ya. Okay, let me have some water. So yeah, that means a lot, Agent, everybody else, so, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let me find a really funny or degenerate one. Hold on. All I see is the bot speaking Spanish again. Um, wow, okay, wow, there's two really bad ones, okay? This is gonna snap me out of the crying, all right? I'm gonna read these two together, okay? I ate so much bread this weekend. And then another one, Father, I have sinned daily with no remorse. Please forgive me. I do not forgive you. I don't forgive you. And in fact, there is no amount of Hail Marys and wait, it's been so long since I've been Catholic. What's the other one you would have to do in confession? Like they would tell you to do 10 Hail Marys and was it just the Lord's Prayer or was it I thought it was something else. But anyways, no rosaries, no nothing, okay? Nothing can save you, and you better stay anonymous, okay? Yeah, it's the death punishment, 100%. I already told you I look up to you. Oh, sushi. But part of me wants to say thank you, and the other part of me wants to say, please don't look up to me. But I appreciate it. Pray while kneeling on corn, yeah, and some Legos for good measure. with no remorse and please forgive me right next to each other is crazy. Yeah, you're right. That's actually a good point. Um, puts hands up. I didn't put that, but I eat bread. Wow. You're not supposed to admit that non-anonymously because now the Sour Bros are gonna get you, okay? Hi Loomis, how you doing? Okay. All right. So next one, I think I once broke a poly relationship because of a drawing. I drew two of the persons that was in the relationship, and one day after that, I found out they broke up with the third member. I'm not sure, but if not, it was a big coincidence. Oh no. Honestly, okay, and this might be kind of a controversial thing to say because genuinely, I don't really care as long as people aren't hurting anybody but themselves. I don't really care what you do. So I'm not like hating on Polly in that kind of way, but I have never personally known people in a poly relationship that have genuinely been happy and haven't just constantly talked about the fact of that I'm so happy and this is the best thing for me because I get blah 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 blah. But I've always seen it just end in flames. And I think that jealousy in a poly relationship is probably a bigger issue than most want to admit. Um so this would actually not surprise me if it was true that drawing the two of them together was
Jughead
just
is turning
somebody's
bread
like,
chibi.
oh no, oh no, I'm a chibi. Hold on, where am I at in this scene? Okay, here we go. All right, all right. The chibi is reading the confessions now. I have an online friend in one, and the people in their poly change like every week. Yeah, that too, that too. And honestly, like I've read a lot of I am a very curious Mugen ate chibi bread he did. I'm just gonna sit on his head. Okay. I'm a very curious person and also a very nosy person. So a lot of times when I'm bored, I will read like subreddits of just random like subcultures or whatever that like I'm not a part of, I never will be a part of, but I'm just like curious. And I swear every time I look on the poly Reddits, it's just a bunch of people talking about how to deal with jealousy. So, um, that does not surprise me at all. Chibi Bread riding the magnificent steed Mugen. Hi Dante. Did we read a confession saying they miss breaks when she
Castiro redeemed hydrate.
breaks? Who the hell is break? Okay, hold on. Let me drink this water because I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash out. Okay. No. You can't say bread now. Who
Cool
is
name
this Breaks?
342
Okay.
is trying to make bread a cannibal.
Who is
No.
Breaks? I
No,
want to know.
no,
Who are
no.
you cheating on me with that's named Breaks? Okay. I need to know. Yeah, I'm here for the crash out. I think we should all crash out on Dante right now because honestly, how dare you? How dare you, Dante? Not only cheating on me, okay, but admitting to it directly in my stream right after I've been crying. Yeah, and you did say today that you can't commit. Okay? Okay? How dare you? Yeah, how dare you? Look, even Mugen is judging you, okay? Do you see this? Do you see this? Do you see this judgmental face here? He might be smiling, but he's smiling about how much you just got caught in 4K. Yeah, you just broke the poly, okay? You just broke the poly, all right? Even Mugen can't believe it. Even he is like, "What the hell, man? How can you just Oh no, wait, where did he go? Where he left? Hold on. He left. Where did he go? Oh man, I didn't know if you hold something in VTube Studio like that, it's gonna disappear. Hold on. Where is he? Where's my Okay, here he's back. Okay, here he's back. All right. Yeah, he's so angry he had to go. He left in disappointment. He's very Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. We both have angry toggles now, okay? Do you see? Look what you did. Look what you did to him. All right. Do you see his face? He is not happy. He is not happy. All right. Okay. He's gonna be down here just judging you. All right. Just so you know. Okay. And I'm gonna leave this angry toggle on for a
Karma
little
has
bit.
followed.
Because I'm
Welcome
so
to the
angry.
cult.
Thank you for the follow. Chaotic Karma, welcome in, welcome in. All right, let me see what comments I missed in that intensely angry crash out that I just had. My coworker and former co-bather were in a poly relationship, but my coworker is always bringing up how much of a bum former is compared to her other partner. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me as well. Gosh, I just can't believe he would do such. After all we've been through, Dante. After you know what? You know what? That's probably why you only have a 5-streak stream. You're probably with them, okay? Whoever she was, you were with her, okay? You made the calmest good boy mad. How dare you? Yeah, he's so lazy. It takes him a lot. Okay, it takes him a lot of anger to get this mad, all right? So just know you did that, okay? Just know that was you, all right? Yeah, what the freaking heck, Dante? Anyways, okay. Yeah, he has the dad face. Okay, all right. Moving on. Where's my Discord? Okay, I'll exile myself to the tower now. As you should. All right. Okay, let's see. When I can't make it on Discord or catch streams, I legit begin to miss bread quite a bit. You know what, Dante? I'm pretty sure this is the one that you said was yours, okay? But I don't believe it now. Now I know the truth. This was just you having a guilty conscience. That's what it was. You're just having a guilty conscience about what you knew you were doing instead of watching my stream, okay? I clock you. I see what's happening. Tell us who she is. I promise I won't hurt you. He was just trying to butter the bread. Exactly. Okay, I had to look at the date of this one real quick to make sure I understood the context. So this next one is I will dream of bread's balls today. How was the dream? Okay. How was the dream? Were the balls as great in your dream as they were in the previous stream? I hope so. I really hope so. Okay, so the next one, I somehow have a date for Valentine's Day because she did not want to be alone this year. I'm gonna give her a nice time because I think she could use it. That's nice of you, but also I hope that you kind of make it clear to her that that's why you're going on the date so that she doesn't get kind of like false hope if that's the only reason that you're doing it. You know, I would try to make it clear. Um you should get not safe for work butter on bread art. At one point, somebody drew, I don't think I have it anymore, but somebody drew a loaf of bread in a thong. Discord. And I think it had butter slathered on it. So now dreaming of your balls is some real commitment. Okay, if nobody puts that in out of context, I'll be sad. Okay. The next one is I used to eat Play-Doh as a kid. I feel like I've heard that from a lot of people. I don't think I ever did unless it was like so young that I don't remember. But I can definitely see where the curiosity would come from. Um Must be hard to draw with one hand, right? Yeah, I used to smell it. And I still think the smell of Play-Doh is really nice. So I never ate Play-Doh, but I ate it. At least you didn't eat your boogers. My sister ate her boogers. And even as like a kid, I remember thinking that's like so nasty. It do be salty. Okay, so either this confession was you or you could have confessed the same thing. So people as adults still eat crayons. That at least almost makes a little more sense to me because it's wax, but I don't know. Red Play-Doh and red crayons had the best flavor. Really? I would have thought it was like purple crayons or something. I don't know. I ate everything, but I'm also kind of stupid. Fair. Very fair. Okay. Yeah, they're called Marines and Army. Okay, let me find where I was here. Okay, sometimes I micro nap at work after my meds kick in. Nothing happens in the early morning and nobody knows. I wonder if this person works from home or if they're just napping at their desk. Because I feel like if you're napping at your desk and you're getting away with this, definitely keep doing it because nobody cares. At home, I accidentally fell asleep in my work training actually, but I wasn't trying to sleep. I just was like so comfortable on my bed watching the laptop that I just like dozed off. But luckily, I'm a very quick learner and I'm pretty smart, so I was able to just like figure the stuff out myself that I missed. But that could have been bad if they had called on me or something, so I ate Play-Doh sand, green crayons are my favorite, and once flavored chaps. Flavored chapstick makes sense. Mugen actually ate one of my flavored chapsticks. And it was like an expensive indie one I got from Etsy too. Um, I melted crayons on my radiators, put them in little pots made of crayons. They must hold the blood of their comrades. Did it make, like, a pretty color, or did they all just kinda get muddy mixed together? I unironically fall asleep every day during employee daily meeting. Honestly, I don't blame you because it used to be so hard for me to stay awake in some of those when I worked outside the home, so I yeah, it did. Which one? Which one? I said, was it a pretty color, or was it all muddy and mixed together? Okay, all right, so this next one, a few years back, I made my best friend at the time girlfriend break up with him because he was basically abusive and very much was manipulative. I then told him to fuck off and never had a real conversation with him ever again. Me and his girlfriend are still friends though. That's you're a good person for that. You're a good person for that for sure. I had something kind of similar where let me try to remember like all the details of this. I just remember my friend was with this other it was this guy, he used to be a friend oops, he used to be a friend of, actually, no, I guess this is kind of like the opposite of well, kinda similar, kind of opposite, you'll see. Um, but it was this guy that I was friends with originally, I had introduced them. Um, Before they started dating, though, he became, like, a really weird asshole. Um And just kinda, like, creepy, so I wasn't his friend anymore. Like, he would do weird stuff, like, when we were at a convention, like, a lot of people at conventions, especially, because we were, like, younger and stuff, to save money, they'll sort of, like, stuff hotel rooms with a bunch of people so that, that it's cheaper for everybody. And so he was one of the ones that would room with me sometimes. And he would like, obviously, people would share beds because, otherwise you have to sleep on the fucking floor. And I remember in the middle of the night, he one time he, like, took a picture of me and the person that was, like, sleeping in the bed with me, and then posted it on 4chan because I was kind of like I wasn't, like, super well known as a cosplayer, but, like, people knew to a degree who I was, and he, like, posted it in, like, the cosplay forum, trying to make it seem that, like, I was, like, with this guy or whatever, which it was just my friend, but just he would do, like yeah, he would just do weird stuff like that, so I ended up dropping him as a friend because I just hated that dude at that point. Um, I know, it was really weird. But anyway, so they started dating, although it was kind of like it wasn't so much like regular dating, but I think it was like partially a BDSM thing and partially like a sugar daddy kind of thing. I just found this famous cosplayer. Don't ask why I took a picture of them while they're sleeping. Yeah, it was just weird, man. But of course, people on 4chan, they don't think about how weird that is or like how somebody got that picture. They just eat it up, if they want to hate somebody or whatever. Um, but yeah, so anyway, so they were like dating or whatever. And she told me how she was like pissed at him. So she was like pretending that she got pregnant and he lived like 3 hours away from where we were. So he would come down like maybe like once a month or something to visit. Um she was lying saying that she got pregnant and, like, getting him to, like, worry about her so that, like, she would get more attention from him, and then she got pissed at him and lied about having an abortion and, like, made him pay for it, and I just found that so gross that I basically told her, like, "You need to tell him or I will." Yeah, people who pretend to be pregnant are so gross. I was like, "You need to tell him or I will." And I ended up having to be the one to tell him and ended up, like, cutting contact with her after that because that was yeah, that was just it was like and I had been friends with her since, like, freshman year of high school too, so, um, that was really gross, and, like so I didn't talk to her for maybe, like, 3 or 4 years. Um, and then she contacted me, this was maybe back in, like, 2015 or something, so we hadn't spoken, like, 3 years or something. Um, and she okay, so t 2 more weird stories about this person. Um, this fuck bro probably still has trauma about that shit. He would if he hadn't died of cancer a few years later. He got brain cancer and died, so but I'm sure before that he probably did. He probably did before that. Yeah, that's a good turn. Um, but yeah, so she contacted me a few years later, and I'm I'm really bad about all the things I expected. That was not one of them. Yeah, I was like, it's like, oh yeah, he probably has trauma. Yeah, he would if he hadn't fucking died. Yeah, that must have been, that must have been unexpected, but sorry guys, but yeah, so she contacted me a few years after that, and, I think you call it the hit guy's dead. So yeah, she contacted me and wanted to hang out and had contacted, like, a couple of, like, our other friends from that time, and, like, I have this really bad thing where I am, like, way too forgiving if somebody comes to me and, like, genuinely apologizes, like, I just I can't, like, turn them away after that. Like, I have too much I don't know if it's empathy or whatever, but I just feel bad when somebody realizes that they've been wrong and, like, whether they actually do or not, as I usually find out later, they didn't. Um, but, whatchamacallit, what was I gonna say? Let's talk about yeah, anyways, I just feel bad and I take people back as friends way more than I should. Um, after they keep proving they're the same person. So, maybe Dante went back and gave him the brain cancer. That could be. That could be. Um, but yeah, so um what was I talking about? Oh yeah, yeah. Anyway, so she contacted me. She contacted like a couple other members of like our friend group from high school that we used to hang out with. And invited us to I think it was like her birthday party or something. So we decided to go. One of the guys was her ex that she had been like very very on and off with, who by the way was my ex, but like an ex that I dated for like a week and then I was like, "No, no, no. I gave this guy a chance. I can't do it." So it wasn't really like a big deal to me, but she was one of those girls that always, like, kind of, like, copied everything I did in a way, to where I sort of felt like she wanted to be me more than be my friend, but, like, not to a degree where it was, like, weird and creepy except in retrospect, you know? Um I have a system for when apologies go too far so that I don't let people get away with everything while still not just never accepting anybody's apology. Yeah, I feel like I need to do that more. Like I need to just be like, I accept your apology, but I don't want to be friends anymore. But yeah, a mini me, yeah. Um, but anyway, so this was like her boyfriend that she had been like on and off with with drama and stuff for like years. But he also hadn't talked to her for a few years for similar reasons. Um, and I guess she had been, forgive, not forget, yeah. She had gotten married, and we were under the impression that she had told her husband she was inviting him. I guess she did not, and he was, like, very pissed the whole time, got his gun, and was, like, talking to him and, like, me and the other friend about how, like, he was feeling very unstable and he might do something. So, we left. We left immediately, but we definitely did not appreciate that she put us in that situation. Um, what is with your stories of taking a drastic turn? I've had a dramatic life, okay? I'm a dramatic person, so I feel like I tend to attract other dramatic people. I've been broken enough to where I don't accept apologies anymore. I mean, I feel like it's weird because I definitely feel like I am broken to a degree, but also, like, I'm just too I don't know, like, it sounds very narcissistic to, like, say that you're a kind person, you know, because like, normally, like, kind people don't have to say that they're kind people, but I just deep down, I just feel really bad if somebody is, like, struggling or, like, low like, even if it's their fault, I can't just, like, not I can't just, like, turn somebody away, you know, if that makes sense. Brett, never let them know your next move, right? So yeah, so we once again stopped being friends with her for a few years. And then right before I moved from Virginia, actually, she texted me one day and was like sent this like long love confession about how like she realized through like all these years and all these boyfriends that it wasn't actually like them that she wanted, it was me, and that she wanted to have sex with me at least one time, and I was, like, so fucking weirded out by that, like, that was kinda, like, the last straw for me, you know? So, yeah, so we we haven't talked since then. That was just too weird to me. Um, yeah, that whole relationship was just strange. Yeah, swipe left, exactly. The wildest, oops, hang on. The wildest thing that happened to me was when someone offered me crack. I'm not 100% sure what it was, but I didn't try it. How did they like, what was the situation you were in that led to that happening? I'm kind of the people I like the exact opposite to the people who have done things against me. I wish I was that way. Like I feel like to a degree I am. Like if people have pissed me off or done stuff that I feel like is really hurtful and stuff, I definitely like can be like cold and whatever to them. But when they like apologize and it seems genuine, that's when I have an issue. That's when I have an issue. Uh, my final straw on apologies is when I found out a friend called ICE on me because they were convinced I wasn't legal. What the fuck? Had like you say you have it in quotation marks. Were you like friends at the time and they randomly did it, or like they got pissed off at you about something and then called them? That is crazy. Um, sorry it was crazy all these years. Turned out I had blue balls for you. Yeah, that like it okay. Um, it made with friends like these, yeah, it was wild. It made a lot kind of make sense in retrospect, I will say that, but it was not something that I saw coming at all. I was in a shady party in someone's house that I didn't really know anyone there but one person. Okay, okay, that makes sense, yeah. Um, okay, so anyways, moving on from that. Um, let's see. Hold on. Let's see. We got some Reddit ones. We got some Reddit ones. Okay, so this person said, Lord God keeps giving me reasons and resolves to date and marry a woman I've never met before. Her name's Marina. 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 Which I when I saw this, I had to Google and look it up. It looks like it's just, like, some artist's OC. If anybody else knows more about it, let me know, but it's, like look like some artist succubus, OC. Um, Her name's Meru Nya, and I think they meant do believe. I do believe she's the one for me, and it's driving me insane. For the past 7 years, I've had dreams, visions, and intrusive thoughts about her. Um, I don't say this lightly, but I feel like this person needs psychiatric help because I could understand, like, if this was about, a, um, like a VTuber, somebody that's, like, a person behind it that, like, speaks and stuff, but just an artist OC, like, what kinda dreams and visions and intrusive thoughts can you have? Like, it's not even like an anime character, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, people who married an AI, but see, even at least an AI is speaking to you. Like, even though obviously it's like a fake personality, it has, like, some kind of, like, personality to it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just weird. It's just weird. I was in oh wait, I already read that one. Pray she doesn't find out you became a VTuber. You'll be seeing collab requests. Yeah, for sure. Good reason to keep my DMs closed as they currently are. They said ignorant things about immigrants in the States. Apologize. Found that they were just trying to get more info off of me. That's crazy. What the fuck, dude? Like, why are people why are people like that in general? But also specifically, why would you be like that to your friend? That's so fucked up. Always take the free crack, drugs ain't cheap. Yeah, take it and resell it. Take it and resell it. Um, I think I know who they're thinking of. Is it just an OC or was I like missing something about it? With enough issues, the OC might be speaking to them. Yeah, I think that may be that may be part of what's happening because to me that's just crazy. That's I don't know. I'm pretty sure crack's very cheap. That's what it's made. You know what? You actually have a point. You have a very good point. Um, but yeah, yeah. If this person is watching, you might need help. Like I'm not trying to shame you or anything. Just I think that it needs to be something with a personality of sorts to have dreams and visions and intrusive thoughts. And also, like, what intrusive thoughts and visions and dreams can you have of like a drawing? Like I said again, like not even a VTuber, but just straight up just a drawing. Practically a porn animation thing. I know of this because of SCPSL. Horrible place, great people. Why does that sound familiar? Have you talked about that before? I don't know. I can't remember what that is. Who's trying to give out crack? Where are they? So I know where to avoid. I wish I fucking knew. As you guys know, I've been trying to try crack, heroin, cocaine. I can't find a dealer. I guess I look too innocent or I seem too much like a cop. I can't find a dealer. It's very unfortunate. Drugs. I've talked about it before. What is it? Is it like a forum or something? Okay. All right. This next one is it's something. It is very something. Um I've gooned so often that I've rubbed the skin off my dick. Not once, but twice. Um First of all, I think this is probably how you know you have a problem. Is this even real? Is that possible? I think it could be because I know you can do that to your regular skin. Like sometimes I've had that where like my arm is like super itchy or something and you keep rubbing it. You can kind of get like a rug burn on your skin basically. So I would assume because the skin down there is like so like delicate, it probably you could do it even easier. Um, but yeah, this guy needs to like discover lotion or lube. And if this is still happening even when using lotion or lube, That is very, very concerning. Or a toy. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's a proximity mine game where some people are monsters and others in human roles, and the objective is to contain the SCPs and not die. Oh, okay, I see. I would check with a doctor. Yeah, that is he needs a cone collar for his hands like those you put on dogs, right? Please use please use protection when you goon. Please don't goon without uh protection that will allow you to glide along. Also, too, don't have like a death grip cuz I feel like you would need to be squeezing pretty tight um to do that. But yeah, you you need a cone of shame for your hands. OSHA violation without the protective gear, right? Okay. So yeah, so that is a confession. All right, that is a confession. Um the next one, okay. Moisturize your hands. I like how Nina's just giving like actual advice. Dude took the beat your meat to literally he's like straight up trying to like tenderize it and shit. Um I wonder if you can tenderize your meat while it's still on you. Like, how does meat tenderizing work? Like, I know how you do it, obviously you, like, beat it with, like, a hammer or whatever. But, like, what does it cause, like, the fibers to break down or something? Like, what is it that actually causes the the tenderizing? He beat it like it owed him money, right? Yeah, yeah, it breaks the sinews. Oh. 'Kay. Can't stop crowding goons, all I can do is spread protection. That's very fair, that's very fair. If it's in a rubber, it becomes a sausage. That could be that could apply to either of the two previous conversations. Yeah, Nina's out here trying to raise awareness on gooning responsibly. Okay, so the next one, I never liked Team Fortress 2 all these years, but I blindly was following everyone for this so-called quote unquote fun. This one, I've never played this game. Like I've had friends that played it, but I don't really know much about it. So I maybe you guys will understand this one more than me. With great goon comes great responsibility. I don't know how great this guy's gooning is if he's fucking rubbing skin off of his dick though. So boo this man. Is it actually fun? Is it actually fun? You're finally able to breathe. I'm sorry, Monarch. I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh, I'm getting sleepy. TF2 is a hat collecting game, but also you can shoot people. What's a hat collecting game? Is that just like a game you can get a lot of skins or something, or like literal hats? TFT is either fun or you're a sweat. But sweats, don't they have fun being sweaty? So it would be fun either. It's a meme, but also true. Oh, okay, I see, I see. I've only heard people are unhealthy addicted to the game. I hear that about Marvel Rivals all the time now, I feel like. Zombie from Cranberries. Yes, very, very true. Very, very true. Okay, so let's see. We have one more Reddit one. Okay. My pain is constant and sharp, and I do not hope for a better world for anyone. In fact, I want my pain to be inflicted on others. I want no one to escape. I feel like this is either like a 13-year-old, um, or just somebody who kind of blames an edgelord who probably causes a lot of their own issues and blames it on other people. Yeah, that is a very Reddit confession, you're right. Yeah, it's not a face swap, right? Like, I I could understand if you wanted the pain to be inflicted on, like, the people who inflicted pain on you directly, but this is sort of just a edgelord kinda thing. Too long pants and a heavy eyeliner ass post, right? Yeah, this I would recommend this person maybe reconsider. Maybe reconsider, because this is giving very I was a Navy SEAL level of copy paste. Yeah, or copy pasta. Yeah, which is always crazy to me too, because my stepdad is an actual Navy SEAL, and he's the most, like, chill, laid back person, as long as he's not drunk. Um, because that's when his, like, PTSD comes out and he gets mentally not good. Um But it definitely seems like one of those people that's just, like, lying about the stuff they've done and whatever. His pain is his mom took his phone away, right? He would definitely pull out the, "What did you just say to me, you little bitch?" Yeah, exactly. You know what? You know what? You know who this sounds like? This sounds like a VR chat user. This sounds like specifically, this sounds like a VR chat furry, okay? Every time I see someone with genuine problems in the levels that it's really fucked up, they are usually on the kind side. Yeah, I would agree. Either, like, kind or just very, like, self-isolated, you know? It's Johnny Silverhand. Exactly, exactly. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they biblically listen to the Black Parade. Hey, that's a good song. That is a good song, and I will die on that hill, okay? That's me. That's what I do. Like, I'm trying to, like, get in their brain and understand this. Like, the closest I can say that I feel is that, like, I kind of want, like, humanity to die out and, like, not be on this planet anymore, but it's not because of, like, pain inflicted on me. It's just because I'm so, like, disappointed and grossed out by human nature, especially people that, like, abuse animals, which I feel like just shows the absolute worst of, like, human nature and that we're, like, ruining this planet. But I include myself in that, you know? It's a plague. It's a plague, you know? So it's not about any pain to me. Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Exactly. And you're right, Monarch. It is the emo song. It is the emo song. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put this on the Spotify cube or cube queue, because I don't think I have this on my playlist. Here we go. Good old MCR. Did I put this on the queue? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so humanity is horrible, and unless we can live with nature, then we shouldn't really exist. Yeah, I agree. And I feel like even though there are good humans, I don't think it's enough to make up for human nature as a whole. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's always going to happen, you know? And, like, I think the difference is every living being, right? Their basic instinct is to survive, right? And so, like, I think a lot of human nature comes from that, you know? Like, not only do you want to, like, take enough stuff to make sure that you're okay, you want to take it from other people as, like, extra insurance, right? So it's not necessarily that those kind of feelings are unnatural. What I think the difference is that we're intelligent enough to think about that and overcome it, but we don't. That's what I think is fucked up compared to, like, an animal that does stuff for, like, survival instinct or whatever. Um, but if humanity vanished, there won't be any anime titles left. It's not all bad. Okay, true. Although I would also argue that most of the great anime is older anime, so maybe we've peaked with anime, and so, like, basically, um at this point, we can just leave behind for the future aliens or whatever. We could leave them Gurren Lagann. We could leave them free rein, they'll be fine. Um, to be fair though, dolphins are also asked. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We could take the dolphins out with us. Well, dolphins are mostly just sexual predators. So Breads too say so to read that as titles. Wait, what did I say? Wait, did you say titties? You did say titties. See? Okay, see, sometimes I am innocent, okay? Not all the time, not all the time, but sometimes. I will misanimate plots if we evaporate. Okay, okay, fair. That's fair. That was smooth. That was unintentional. That was I really thought he was saying, like, there's good anime out there. Dolphins are also drug addicts. Yeah, that's true. That's actually true. That's actually true. Um, but you know what? Okay, even though I was talking about anime titles instead of anime titties, um, I would argue that my argument is kind of the same where most of the peak anime titties were also in the past, cuz I feel like lately it's become, especially with like a lot of VTubers too, it's become bigger is better to a ridiculous, like completely unrealistic level. You know what I mean? Dolphins will kill you and everyone you know for food. Yeah, yeah. We could take them out with us. We can take them out with us. Sushi, it's not my fault. Okay, they're the ones talking about titties. I was just talking about free reign and Gurren Lagann, okay? Yeah, Apothecary Diaries has great plot. Realistic proportions are hot, right? Like I was like, I want my model to be like my size and no bigger. You know what I mean? Like, because at some point it gets to a point where, at least to me, it looks more like udders than titties. You know what I mean? Um, any other animals we want to blip with us? That's a good question. I would probably have to think about that for a while. Yeah, Yoko is one of the ones in my mind. True for some of the some of the greats. Yeah, I always think about their spine too. That's why I made my Final Fantasy character kind of not completely flat, but the boob slider is not at maximum because I'm like, man, she's already running around swinging that axe and shit. Like, I know how this is. I don't want her to have back pain. So, yeah. Okay. So, moving on from anime titles slash titties. Back pain doesn't exist in anime and video games. It does in my heart, okay? It does in my heart. Not gonna lie, I don't have that problem. Honestly, I feel like that's a good thing. Like, I've considered getting like a reduction and I'm still kind of thinking about it, but I know it's like a major surgery, and so I'm not sure, especially at my age, if I want to do that, but I do not like running up and down stairs. I'll just put it that way. Um yeah, she's a character from Gurren Lagann. Okay, so the next one um is I'm scared of furries and I cheaped out for the Cloverleaf Valley toaster pastries. I'm guessing um I'm guessing that's like a Walmart brand of toaster pastries. I've never had it myself because I actually don't really like toaster pastries. I think it's like at that level where it's too sweet with the frosting, that like it's just too much for me. So, um but I wonder what kind of furries you're scared of, cuz I'm not scared of most furries, but I'm definitely scared of VR chat furries. So, get to a point where it seems like a boy going through puberty discovered they can draw anime for the first time. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And, like, some of them, especially in, like, hentai and stuff, like, it's, like, half of their body. It just I don't know, it just looks weird to me. I thought I was trans for a little while, so I'm glad I don't have that problem, but I still have more than I'd like. Yeah, that's fair. Like, When I cosplayed, I tried to do a couple crossplays and I had to get one of those like breast binders and it was so painful. Um, Especially the VRC furries. Yeah, with phantom children and phantom allergies. Those are definitely the most terrifying ones, and of course the Johnny Silverhand. He is the scariest of all, other than proximity chat, of course. Yeah, with their polys, exactly. Okay, so the next one, NDID, yeah, yeah. When I was younger, my house had a lot of lizards. We also had a very pregnant lizard, and when we were cleaning the tanks, I put the lizards into the tank with the female lizard. We had a variety of Chinese water lizards and long-tailed lizards. Only one long-tailed lizard survived. Oh no! Are they like not supposed to be in the same tank or something? That's sad. Was it the pregnant one that died or the it was her babies that like fought each other? I have kind of like a similar story that like I still feel so guilty about. Although it wasn't necessarily my fault. The males probably fought over the female. Even if it was like their parent? I don't know. I guess I don't understand if they were different lizards or they had a bunch of lizards from the pregnant lizard. No, they aren't. No, she ate them all? Oh. Oh my. Um I had when I was in like I think I was in like 3rd grade, I had 2 hermit crabs, Anna and Tiffany. And they were in 2 separate enclosures. Um, I actually lost one once because I used blocks to make like a maze and I put it in the maze because I wanted to see I was a little scientist, I guess. I wanted to see if it could find its way out of the maze. And I forgot that I put it in there, and I guess it did find its way out of the maze, because I came back and I couldn't find it. Um, and then we heard it that night scratching in the laundry room on the closed door, which I don't know how it got in there and then the door closed. I get maybe my mom closed it or something, but yeah, I lost that one for a little bit, and then I put the 2 in the same tank. And one of the hermit crabs killed the other one for its shell. Um, Killed the other one for its shell, but the other shell was smaller than the shell it already had. So after it moved into that, it died too. So that was like a little bit traumatic. I remember when my mama hamster ate one of her baby's leg and left him with one. We called him Stub. He survived 2 years longer than the other. Oh no. I guess he had so much adversity he lived through. He got stronger. Go the best opening. I would actually argue, I would argue it's definitely up there, but I would argue, Haruka Kanata is not only the best Naruto opening, but possibly the best anime opening. I don't know if I would say it's the best, but it's definitely in, like, top 5 for sure. He lived purely to spite his parent. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I mean, come on, hold on. Now we gotta listen to, purely for the whatchamacalls it? Purely for the chorus where they're, like, screaming. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Add to queue. But on the reptiles, you're supposed to separate reptile from babies because they aren't really parental care creatures. Oh, really? Do they just, like, raise or not raise themselves, but, like, when they're born, they're, like, ready to go? Hammerhead sharks are the same way. They'll eat them as they birth them. They think they're a snack vending machine. Oh my gosh. Do they I mean, I'm assuming they leave some of them alive, or do they just, like, escape before they can be eaten, I guess? I don't know. Um, Typically reptiles kinda give birth and dip. Based, honestly based. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I'm jamming out to this now. Okay, I'm gonna go back to confessions. Just like my dad. Oh no. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, the good part's coming up. Okay, the good part's coming up. You can't tell me go beats this part, okay? It's just so good. It's so good. The whole chorus, man. Asian Kung Fu generation in general, I feel like it's so good. Naruto only had banger. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like Naruto and Bleach, I feel like in that era, like nobody else could beat it, you know? Um, okay, all right. So the next one, due to Bread's story on stream, I first discovered hentai when I was 9. I was on my dad's phone and I searched for anime boobs. I did not know how to clear my browser history at the time. Oh no. I wonder if your dad found out. Oh yeah, Pokemon's good too. Pokemon's good too. Death Note also had some good both intros and good intros and outros as well. You said Bleach. You awakened my Bleach obsessed boyfriend. I was obsessed with Bleach for a long time. That was like the one that like I cosplayed the most from. What was the one? I always forget the name of the so I cosplayed Mashiro, I cosplayed Loopy. Matsumoto was my main one, so I cosplayed like her Shinigami outfit and her school uniform. So that was fun. Uh what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was gonna look on my anime playlist. No, you know what? I would say hold on. Where the fuck is my anime playlist? Broadway. 2000 stripper music. Songs that get white people turned. Millennial shit. Where the fuck is my anime? Why is okay, here we go. Bleach soundtrack is still peaked to this day. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like the I can't I think it's called Tonight. There I should remember there was part where like it sounds like they're saying lovers make fried rice, and we would always sing that when it came on, me and my friends. Okay, let me just look through. I gotta look through here. I would say Gurren Lagann opening is definitely out there or up there. Haruka Kanata is up there. Wait a minute, this isn't even my what the fuck? This is not my playlist. Where the fuck is my anime playlist? I literally was just listening to it too. Hold on, where's my playlist? Is it because I'm in the search?
Turkey Truck has followed.
Speaking of Gurren Lagann.
Welcome to the cult.
Thank you for the follow, Turkey Truck. Welcome in. How you doing? Honestly, I don't like whatchamacalls it. Um there it is. Okay. I don't like the computer app Spotify. I don't know why. Okay, I would say Gurren Lagann opening is pretty good. Cruel Angel's Thesis, of course, definitely a classic. Um let's see. What else do we have on here that I would put up to hmm let's see. Utena's pretty good. Utena's pretty good. I think it's like Rinbu Revolution or something like that. Um
Janssen
Oren
underscore
Host
Lee has
Club.
followed.
Oren Host Club is also pretty good.
Welcome
Thank
to
you for
the
the
cult.
follow, Janssen Lee. Yo, Roro, fight the power. Exactly. Um, yeah, Oren Host Club is pretty good. The Kaguya ones are all really good. I would say Giri Giri is probably, or not Giri Giri. Daddy Daddy Do. Daddy Daddy Do is probably the best one for me. But I would say, oh, how to what's it called? How not or the wrong way to use healing magic. That's a really good one too. I would say probably, though, I would say probably my top one of all time is probably the
No!
first Slayers
Don't eat
opening.
me!
I would say the first Slayers opening was really, really good. Yeah, Kiss Kiss Fall in Love, exactly, exactly. Apothecary Diaries is pretty good, but I wouldn't put it, like I wouldn't even put it in my top 20, I don't think. But it is good, it is very good. But this one, I don't know, I love the first Slayers opening. I haven't watched the new Free Reign yet. I'm trying to forget it exists long enough that, like, I can binge it, you know? What does she know Nina do? I just love Lena. I feel like Lena is, like, responsible for, like, most of my personality as a child and a young adult. Sailor Moon, I feel like is good for the nostalgia factor, but, like, objectively by itself, I wouldn't put it in, like, the top 20. And this is the best part, this is the best part, the little chorus, you know? Have you watched, Gurren Lagann, Raz? I feel like I would say the best way I could put it for anybody that's watched Gurren Lagann but hasn't watched, Evangelion is if you love Gurren Lagann, I would recommend watching Evangelion. It's the same studio, it's just earlier. And if you've ever seen the nihilism meme where like one side is like the sad face and it says like, nothing matters, and then the other side is like the smiling face and says nothing matters. Gurren Lagann is the smiling face and Evangelion is like the sad face, basically. Um, but yeah, I would definitely recommend it for sure. Gurren Lagann is actually a parody of mecha anime that actually goes harder than yeah, for sure. There was somewhere I wouldn't put on in the car because they're basically made just for watching the anime after the OP. Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Wouldn't put on in the car because they're basically made just for just watching the anime. Oh, like they're not good enough to listen by themselves, basically. I've watched both Gurren Lagann and Evangelion based. Gurren Lagann is probably on my top 3, definitely my top 5. You would probably like it then. I wouldn't say I don't like it as much as Gurren Lagann for sure, and it definitely doesn't have like the epic factor. But if you like the character development and like the just general existentialism, you might like it. But the opening's definitely a banger for sure. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I would agree with you, Nina. There's definitely a lot like that for sure. Okay. So let me get through a few more of these. Um, okay, so the next one, poly relationships always have that one person that's not into it but has too low self-esteem to get out of it. I feel like what happens a lot of times in these poly relationships is like one person just wants to fuck other people and not feel like they're cheating. And the other person just doesn't want to break up with and lose the person they're with. So what ends up happening, oh yes, XL Saga. Yes, yes. I don't think it's on Spotify. Let me check actually because that is such a good one. XL Girl. Oh, it might be actually. Vanny, how are you? Welcome into the chat. Hold on, I gotta put this on my playlist now. Night, hold on, get along, try again. Okay, where's anime? Where the fuck is the anime play? Why does it always want to, there we go, disappear from this? Yeah, I love one of my favorite shows of all time. Hell yeah, it is on here. It is on here. XL World, like from XL Saga? Are you sure? I'm not
Vanny
sure about
underscore
that. Thank you for the follow,
065 has
Vanny.
followed. Welcome to the cult.
それはじゃないそれじゃない愛している Yeah, this is such a good oh my god, I love it so much. Hi Kaiser, how you doing? Welcome in. We're reading confessions and talking about which anime openings are bangers. Yeah, I think XL World is a different XL Saga is like an anime from I think technically from the 90s that was like basically the best parody anime, though I think a lot of it requires kind of like knowing what some of the tropes were from the time. Am doing well, checking over my pets and plants right now. Hell yeah. Konzuru korete. Now you have a Spanish speaking community? We actually have a few, and I call upon them for free translation from one of our bots that I can't figure out how to get out of get its menu out of Spanish. So you're now in that that box of free translators. No worries, Monarch. Have a good sleep. We'll be ending in a few minutes anyways. You most of them are awake now that the sun's gone down, so there's that. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Okay. The next one, I once lied about cheating 2 years after to a former partner to make them stop trying to ask for forgiveness and a second chance after genuinely being abusive towards me. I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't know how I feel about that one. I feel like you coulda just stopped responding to them. Like, even though they were abusive to you, I don't know if it's necessarily an excuse to cause them trauma back for no reason. Like as in no reason, as in like it didn't actually happen. Um, you're not as like bad as them or anything, but I feel like it would have been better just to like not reply, that's an option. By the way, my English, it's good, I think. Yeah, I wouldn't have known you were a native speaker. Your English is fine. Okay. Um, all right, so the next one, during COVID, I didn't do any school at home. I had failing grades in all my classes, but the school grading system broke, so I passed that semester with straight A's. Oh no. I feel like I'm sure this probably happened a lot during COVID, and maybe not even just that it broke, but purposefully they just passed people. Because that seems to be happening a lot in the current, like, school system, which is very unfortunate. Um, I had that happen too, but just because I didn't do my work at home. It's also crazy to me that some of you guys were still in school during COVID. That's making me feel a little bit old. What do you do? What do you mean, what do I do? Like, for work or what context? I just could not with remote school. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like working from home. I didn't have a problem with it for college, but you definitely have to have a personality where you don't get distracted by stuff easy, I think. I was working during COVID, but hearing the COVID school stories is so strange. Yeah, exactly. I was lucky too that I already worked at home before COVID, so I feel sorry for the young kids in the COVID era. That is a time they won't get back. Yeah, especially ones during like high school. They definitely like I feel like missed out on a lot. Or like kindergartners, like they had a delayed start with like socialization. Um and I feel like we're probably seeing a lot of the side effects of that now. I struggle focusing in an environment not meant for school. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I feel like some people have to be in like a structured environment or whatever. Um, in order to, like, not, get distracted all the time, basically. Which is it's kinda weird for me because I do get distracted a lot in general, but I feel like I'm still better at home than I am, like, at a workplace because I get more distracted by other people, like, trying to talk to me or, like, making noises than I do, like, at home with, like, everything. Although I do need to stay off Discord because that's been really bad for me lately. I need to not be on Discord until I finish my work. Um, okay, so in the stream, what are you doing? Oh, we are doing I have a confessions. I have a confessions channel in my Discord, which feel free to join. It's pretty cool Discord. Bye Nina. We're almost done anyway, so no worries. Um So we've been reading some of the confessions in the stuff. COVID started home office for me. I feel like a bit guilty to admit it worked in my favor. Honestly, I feel like that was one of like the good things about COVID because a lot of people are genuinely more um what's the word I'm thinking of? Like productive at home. Although it sucks like how much they're pulling a lot of people back. Like I'm lucky because like I said, it wasn't like COVID based. Um, but I think just for like micromanagement reasons, they're pulling like a lot of people back and also because like they bought office space or they're leasing office space, so they're feeling like they have to basically. So, which is unfortunate. Yeah, go ahead and make a confession. We're pretty much finishing up this stream now, so I'll probably save the rest of them for the next time we do a confession stream. Um, Unironically, COVID kind of kickstarted VTubing's popularity in the West too. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. I have to be presential. Oh, like presentable 2 times a week just because I would die. I don't think I could even go back 1 day a week to an office anymore. Like I would just keel over and die at this point. Um but yeah, so we are gonna go ahead and wind down the stream. Because we are at the time and I have some other stuff that I have to do as well. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the full on just chatting stream. We didn't even pretend that we were going to play any games this time. So that was a little bit different than normal. I will be back Friday. We have a movie night. We're going to be watching Idiocracy, which at the time was funny. Now kind of not quite as funny because it was sort of a prediction of what we're dealing with now. But I never watched that movie. You'll probably like it. You'll probably like it. Basically, the premise is that like smart people kind of like stopped having kids for various reasons. And then but then the dumb people like bred like crazy for like a few hundred years and then so the world just became like all dumb people. I'm so sorry if in a moment I say something by the wrong way. My English is not the best. Your English is fine. I just didn't understand when you're asking what do I do. I didn't know if you meant like the stream or my job or you know anything like that. So so yeah, no worries, no worries at all. So I'm gonna raid out to Noir. She's a cool VTuber I met recently. But yeah, we'll be back for community night Friday. If you guys are able to, please join us. It should be fun. And yeah, it's definitely a reminder of real life, unfortunately. But thank you guys all for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in Discord and see you in the movie night or whatnot. So. Thank you. Bye, everybody.